So we're going to finish it off here. I'll start with you two guys. Who do you guys think have had a good offseason thus far? And which teams do you feel had a bad to underwhelming offseason so far? Obviously, there's still a lot of guys on the board, so it could change. But if we're on today on October 14th, who do you guys think have had good off seasons and bad? Start with you.
Yeah. For me, I think it's got to be the Detroit Red Wings. I mean, their team isn't going to be good next year, but it's going to be better than last year. I think adding guys like John Merrill, Thomas Greiss, Troy Stetcher, Vladislav Nemestikov, and Bobby Ryan, I think that's just going to bring a lot of more skill to your lineup and just tells your team like, hey, we're not going to be as bad as last year as we were a tire fire. Yeah, these are guys who are just going to step in and kind of prove it. Like we've been saying this throughout whole free agency, like just prove they can still play and prove they can put up the numbers with the team they have around them in the Detroit Red Wings. Like they're not going to be good next year, but these are just guys who are just going to step in and be good for their team. And I really like what the Detroit Red Wings do. We're not going to be as bad as last year, so I really like these additions for the Red Wings especially.
Yeah, and who's your team that you? If Tom, you want to go for your good team?
Yeah, no, you Tom, go first. We'll do good first.
Okay.
Yeah, my team that's had a really good offseason. I want to say the Leafs. I honestly think they've had a really good one.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
I think that's fair to say, right? Like,
it's not 100%.
It's not a homer bias or whatever. They've legitimately upgraded on the back end, brought in.
TJ Brodie's a hell of a player, my guy.
He is, and like that's the best D partner Morgan Riley's ever had. And this dude at one point put up 70 points with Ron Hainsey. Like,
take care of our king.
We will, and we'll see how the media deals with that. But so far, it's like he's not the whipping boy, so that's good. But I think they just upgraded. I said it in the last episode. They've upgraded their bottom six and really changed it around where they needed to. And just they brought in Aaron Dale as well, and that's a very good third goalie.
I like that a lot. I like
that too. And it's like if he's the third goalie, or if Anderson or Campbell get hurt, then like he could step in, and if he has to play 5 games, I don't care. He's good enough. I won't be worried like I am when we had Michael Hutchinson, who just was the backup. I don't want Michael Hutchinson to ever touch the ice, yet he had to because he was the backup. Now I don't care if Campbell does, or if Campbell's not good enough, and they just bring in Aaron Dell. Whatever happens, they're safe in net, which is something we haven't been able to say in a while. And the bottom 6 of the forward group's been redone, and people are going to battle out for spots. And the defense is better than it's been in a really long time. And I think they've legitimately addressed every need they could have and had a good draft as well. And I really think like this is something where the Leafs can grow and grow and grow, and they could legitimately contend this year. And we look at this team and it has no glaring flaws on it. How that works on the ice, we'll see. But I think they've legitimately had a really good offseason. And Russo, if you want to go with who your winner is so far, who do you say?
I was going to talk a little bit about Detroit, but I think Thomas already touched on that. 2 teams that I think have been ahead of the pack. I was going to say Vegas, but obviously adding Petro is huge for Vegas. But the Colorado Avalanche, I think, is my team that I look at, and they've had a really good offseason. Bring in Brandon Saad for Nikita Zadorov, who isn't necessarily very good. He's big, he's mean, but doesn't really do a whole lot else. And Brandon Saad is going to add a lot to that top 6. They obviously got Andrei Burakovsky and Valery Nichushkin signed on pretty reasonable deals. Valery Nichushkin 2.5 for the next 2 years, and Andrei Burakovsky 4.9 for the next 2 years. I think are both really good deals for them. And then obviously bringing Devon Taves is huge for that back end. I think that kind of frees them up if they want to make a move to move out Eric Johnson, or if they want to move out Ian Cole. That defense group is really good, and obviously Bowen Byram and Connor Timmins are also waiting in the wings. We'll see if they can get into that lineup next year. But yeah, I really, really liked what the Avalanche did. I saw people saying, "Oh, they should gone out and got a goalie." Their goalie tandem is really, really good. Philip Grubauer and Pavel Francouz. If those guys in the playoffs can stay healthy, I don't think it's a worry for Colorado at all.
That's the issue.
It's a really good team. they probably have the deepest forward group in the NHL. And they have a really solid defense core, headlined by Cale Makar. This is a team that, if they're Stanley Cup ready, they were Stanley Cup ready last year, and now they've added to it. This Joe Sakic has done a phenomenal job. Phenomenal. Like 4 years ago, remember how bad they were? They were like historically bad. And just 4 years later, they are top dogs going in, probably with them in Vegas, top dogs in the West. The other team I just wanted to quickly hit on for having a really good offseason, the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
I love what they've done. Andreas Janssen, we already talked about it.
Yeah.
Janssen, Crawford, Ryan Murray, Nico Hischier, and Jack Hughes are only going to get better as time goes on. Really like what they've done.